in this beautiful part of the country. And thanks to Eric. I suppose just in thinking about these great big challenges that we're facing around climate biodiversity and the recurring themes of the various conversations we've had so far about the need for collaboration and a different approach. I think in the way that Joe's working, and the way we're trying to work across government, but also enabling and supporting that bottom-up participation, I think is something that's going to be critical, and in fact the only way we're going to achieve the set of objectives. Many years ago in another lifetime, I was involved in hacking out Rhododendron down in Delphi National Park with groundwork, and it's very severe work, and you're up on mountainsides in very difficult locations, but it's also hugely rewarding. And it's unfortunately the issue around invasive alien species is something that's going to be with us. We're going to constantly have to continually manage. Will we ever get to a point where we'll eradicate them completely off our landscape? Probably not. Therefore, I think we have to have these ongoing projects and expand them out into something really significant. More recently, on our own catchment in the River Lower in Kenny, over the last 5 or 6 years, we've been working on removing Himalayan balsam, and we're starting to see the effects of that now. So this is a volunteer-led program, and you can see a couple of years when you come back afterwards and see areas that you've cleared, the riverbank stabilising, native plants starting to come back, and I think that is hugely rewarding to have that communities being actively involved in regeneration, in restoration, and in biodiversity management. So I think that's why this project is really important, hugely important. And going back to the point that Joe made about the rural social scheme, there's a bigger picture here around farming, around the future of farming in Ireland, and it is much more moving into a space of active land management and farmers as custodians in a whole changed sphere of what needs to take place around restoration. Because this work that we're doing is critically important for water quality, it's important for climate mitigation, and it's important for nature itself. So I think we're embarking on something quite special and quite exciting from that point of view. And I think I also, as we look towards the CAP strategic plan, we're trying to build in there elements around lots of really good results-based schemes that will support farmers for their work and reward them for that really important active management that they're already involved in. I suppose just as well to say that I think people will be interested. We're in the process of reviewing the National Parks and Wildlife Service at the moment, and we will hopefully be in a position to bring that review to government within the next 3 to 4 weeks. So I think it's been a really important piece of work from our perspective, and very challenging, engaging, rewarding piece of work. I'm very excited by what we hopefully will see emerge from it and the implementation of it. And what we want to do is put in place the enablement of the National Parks and Wildlife Service to be that voice for nature that is respected and is also resourced to be able to do this big piece of work. This is the decade of ecosystem restoration that we're in now, and we're ramping things up, and we will have to ramp things up over the next decade and beyond. And we want the National Parks and Wildlife Service to lead that huge big opportunity that we have in this country. And I see it as an opportunity. It is a challenge, there's no doubt. But I think the partnership approach that we have here in this room is being replicated in communities across the country, and I'm very excited by it. And all I'm hearing is lots of different lateral thinking on different projects. People thinking, what have we tried this, what have we tried that? Let's keep doing that. I think that's critically important. And Derek and I, on the call with Joe the other day, we were talking about this particular project really has potential to grow into something significant that could help people or move people from this type of project into long-term conservation work. And we need lots and lots more boots on the ground, lots more people involved in this activity. So I think this is a great start. I think what you're started here is something that has a positive contagion that's going to reach out across the country, I think we're going to see some freshwater permits later on, I think, before. So it's really fantastic to be in the most important catchment in Europe for freshwater permits. And I know our River Nord has some legacy there as well. But again, just to thank everybody for the work that has brought us to this day. Joe and I are looking forward to continuing collaboration. I think I just say from our side of things, because what you're doing here is the community-led activation of it, animation of it. And what we're trying to do in government is across various departments look at what we can do. We see biodiversity and climate as not as siloed to single departments. We see it as a whole government approach, and that's what Joe and I have been doing, what Pippa and I have been doing in all of the various departments. Simon Harris, everybody's having this conversation in government now, and I think it's really exciting. So again, we're delighted to be here. We wish we could stay a bit longer, but I think we're coming back again sometime during the spring and summer. And thanks everybody for such amazing work.